the statement which reads, in part, Donald Trump put out political attacks, weak platitudes, and self-congratulations. Trump has offered no real plans to keep our nation safe and no outreach to the Americans, targeted just insults and attacks. In times of crisis, more than ever, Americans are looking for leadership and deserve better. So, Michael, do you see this even as sort of the October surprise that we, often talk about in politics?
Well, I have to be honest. I mean, this kind of grim event is exactly the kind of thing that can get a guy like Donald Trump elected president of the United States. We've seen this in Europe with the rise of the far right and authoritarian political parties, essentially cresting off the wave of Islamic terrorist attacks and espousing a very xenophobic and isolationist foreign policy rhetoric. Donald Trump has no policy to deal with the Islamic State. The policy that he has kind of vaguely muttered about includes partnering with Russia and Bashar al-Assad's regime, which today massacred scores of civilians in the province of Idlib, and I've seen photographs of children burnt to a crisp by this air war. If that's Donald Trump's idea of fighting terrorism, I've got news for him. That's exactly the kind of thing that creates more terrorists and that allows this kind of menace to proliferate. I think he's an imbecile when it comes to the Middle East and much else. I'm going to be very, very frank and stark with you. I study this stuff for a living. I've written a book about ISIS. I think he's a national security threat to this country. Nothing he has said, somebody today in the media said, oh, well, there's going to be a moratorium on politicizing this. And I said, yeah, don't hold your breath. This guy will be first out of the gate to turn this into a political campaign issue. By the way, he still sticks to his guns that Egypt Air was an Islamic terrorist attack, and we have no proof. You and I have discussed this on your program. I mean, it looks increasingly like that probably was not an act of jihadism. This is a very dangerous candidate running for the highest office in the land and doing things that actually don't make America great, but rather unsafe, less safe than we are today. And we're not that safe to begin with.
Why don't you say how you really feel, Michael, there?